This is a video that we recorded for educational purposes for a assisted living facility. We had a patient who agreed for us to post this publicly. Both him and the family members agreed to this. I will not use his name, but we thank him for his participation in the family, because I do believe that this video could be useful to others that are facing a similar dilemma. He had significant swelling. Whenever the arm swelled, the skin would stretch and it would break and he would end up with wounds. So we had to find a way to control the swelling, but yet the only way to really control swelling is to wear a tight compression arm sleeve. And with that fragile skin, we had to find a way to get that arm sleeve on and teach each shift and each caregiver to put it on in the proper way. So what we did was we recorded this video and they kept it at the facility, and they trained all the staff on this method that we tried, and it worked well. So I wanted to share it with others. The obvious disclaimer here is we cannot guarantee that this would work in your unique situation. It worked in this situation, so we can't take any responsibility for if you use any of the tips or ideas from this video. But we hope that it will be helpful to someone. Okay, so I'm going to start by showing what components you will need to put the compression sleeves on the arm and the hand. You will need this soft silver liner. That's to protect the skin. You will need the compression arm sleeve, the compression glove. The arm sleeve should not be put on without also using the compression glove. That could result in the hand swelling up. You will need a good pair of grip gloves. They are rubber coated on the inside. This is called an easy slide, and it helps to put on compression arm sleeves. When it has been used, it will be in its full length like this. So I'm going to show how to reload it. You start on this end that does not have the orange handle on it, and you start tucking it in. And you can use your arm to push some of it in till it stops. Now it's loaded and ready to use, but I would not attempt to put this arm sleeve on without using this device. The glove will go on before the arm sleeve and the silver liner. There is not a lot of trick to putting on the glove other than be very careful. The skin is tender and you want to work slowly and gently and careful. And we lucked out that time and all the fingers lined up right, but as you know, sometimes you can end up with two fingers in one, and then you have to back up and do it over. That went on really easy. When the hand is not very swollen, it will go on pretty easy. If the hand is very swollen, it will be more of a struggle. The next part after the glove has been put on is the silver liner. It's soft and it protects the skin. You want to be gentle when you do this. The hand's protected by the glove, but so there we can just slide it on. Should not hurt anything there. There is a hole for the thumb, so you want to make sure that the thumb comes through the hole. That helps keeping it in place. When you get to this part, it is very tender, so you want to gently put it on. Try to lift it off the skin a little and gradually get it up. What seems to be the most painful is when it slides against the skin, and we want to avoid a lot of shearing and friction against the fragile skin. But this sleeve is not compressive, so that is still pretty easy to put on. No special device needed for that. So now we're going to put on the actual compression arm sleeve that is there to keep the arm from swelling. It will need to be put on every day in the morning and be taken off at night. If one day is missed, the arm will swell up and it will be very difficult to put it on again the next day. Now you will need a device called an easy slide. It's like a parachute material, and what it does is it helps to reduce the friction against the skin. It will protect the skin and it will make it much easier both for the patient and for the caregiver. So this one is now loaded, so it should look like this. Has a handle on one side. You just gently slide this on. It's much bigger than the arm, so this is no problem to slide that on. The arm sleeve has a seam on the back and it has a bend for the elbow. And you can see little knitting marks. I don't know if you can see those on the camera. Knitting marks right there. That's the elbow crease. So you have the arm sleeve lined up correctly and start pushing this handle down in through there. Just punch it up in there and gently slide up. Once you've pulled a little bit and it feels like it's not easily going any further, this is where you're going to need the grip gloves. They're rubber coated on the inside, which gives you really good grip against the fabric so that you don't have to use your fingernails and tear the skin or pinch with your fingertips, which would hurt. But with these gloves, you want to use the palm of your hand. Use all of that rubber coating and have soft, gentle hands. So you just relax your fingers and wrap them around and use the friction of the glove to rub the arm sleeve on. And I'll show that here. So I wrap my hands around and I can gently slide the arm sleeve on. Doing all right there? Mm-hmm. All right. So now I have most of it up there to the wrist. I can take the top of it and pull all the way up. Now we just have to get rid of this green easy slide. Of course, we don't want to leave that in there all day, and that is what the handle is for. So at this point, you put one hand here. You don't have to push. I just keep a hand there so that the arm sleeve doesn't come off with it. So I can use the friction of the glove again to hold the arm sleeve in place without pushing hard or hurting in any way. And I pull with my other hand. And you see that it doubled in length when I pulled it out because it was double folded. Now the arm sleeve is on and there will be some final adjustments to do. If it looks like this, if it is folded over or it is wrinkled at the top and it's left like that for a whole day, this will begin to cut in to the arm and it will begin to hurt and could even possibly bruise. And we can see that he bruises very easily. So what we want to do is gently be very particular with the top edge. And it's hard to see what happens under here, so you can feel with your finger, and if you feel any fold, even the slightest crease, here is where you want to be a perfectionist. You want this silicone band at the top to be completely flat and smooth. And I can feel a wrinkle under here. So I'm going to carefully run my finger through there and get that little, I know you can't see what I'm doing, but what I'm doing is I'm feeling through and making sure that it's this flat, just like it looks on the outside, it should look on the inside. Finally, you just want to make some careful adjustments using the rubber gloves. Use soft hands, use the palm of your hand, and work out any wrinkles.